Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about domain and ranges of coordinate planes. So make sure you put in your date. You might want to just title it domain and range. And we're going to be using these two words quite a bit throughout the year. Domain is just talking about the x value in a coordinate. So if you have the coordinate 10 and 7, the domain is 10 so far. Range is just the y values. So in this case, the y here, or the range, would be 7. Okay, so it's just very simply calling the x domain and the y values range. Okay, so let's look at a different example. You might want to pause it, take a couple notes there, domain and range. All right, so let's look at this right here. We've got several coordinates. So let's see, if we look at this coordinate here, it goes over -3 and down 1, so -1. This coordinate here goes over -2 and up 4. Doesn't look like 4, does it? Doesn't look like 2 either. There you go. That still looks bad, doesn't it? Let's try that again. That's going to be -2 and 4. There we go. All right, this one is over 2 but doesn't go up, so y is 0. And this one is over 4 to the positive and down 1. Okay, so we have our coordinates. So when you want to, often you'll be told to identify the domain, so we can just put d equals, and you can put a little ellipsis there. And generally we just list them from least to greatest order. So my domain is going to be -3, -2, 2, and 4. So I'll just do that. -3, -2, 2, and 4. That's my domain. Then the same thing for the range. Okay, we can just say, let's see, we're going to have -1, 4, 0, and -1. And we don't have to list the -1 twice. We can just lift it once. -1, 0, and 4. So we have our domains and we have our ranges. Okay. Then the next question is, can you call this a function? So when we're determining if it's a function, we need to look at the domain because that's all my x values, right? And here I can see that none of my x values repeat. Also, if I want to draw a vertical line through here, through here, through here, and through here, it only goes in one spot. So we could say, yes, this one is a function. Remember, FCN is function. Okay? So let's look at the next example. Here again, you're going to go to each one and look at the coordinates. So again, this went over -2 and up 3. This one went over 3 and up 3. This one went over 3 and up 1. And this one went over 5 and it didn't go up or down at all. Okay? So if your question is to identify the domain, we could say the domain is, we have -2, we have 2 3s and a 5. So we have -2, a 3, and a 5. And again, the 3 only needs to be listed once. So these make up my domain of this relation, we should say. And range, we're going to look at the y's. So we have 3, 1, 3, and 0. So we usually go in alphabetical order. Oops, numerical order from latest to greatest. And so we have 0, 1, and 3. So even though there's 4 coordinates, we can just have 3 written down because 3 occurs twice, you just write once. So you can't really rely on this to determine if it's a relation or a function because it won't identify if one of these is sorry, repeated more than once. So we want to go back to our graph and say, okay, a vertical line would go through here once, a vertical line would go through here. Uh-oh. That looks like 2 times. 1, 2. and here once. So because it goes through that twice, it's not a function. It is only a relation. Okay? So to end this video, I would like for you to look at this next graph and answer the next few questions about it. Go Panthers! Yay, Panthers!